I would like to welcome on the stage with a welcome message Ambassador Reinke, who is a career diplomat, formerly working in the Department of Commerce, and she's very active on social media, so I encourage you to find her on Twitter and Instagram. Ambassador Reinke, please, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you all for letting me be part of this program. In fact, thank you for being part of our program. It's a shared program. On behalf of the U.S. government, U.S. Embassy, which I represent, thanks for being part of this very important social influencers forum. I really want to say thank you to the Digital Communicators Network. These are great partners. You've already heard how valuable they can be to you as influencers and micro-influencers. So I'd say at least check them out. If not, join that network. And a big thank you to World Learning. World Learning is the partner that literally put together the infrastructure, the beautiful environment. So I'd like to ask you to give them a round of applause right now. So my welcome really is just two key messages. So the first one is, what the heck is government doing here? This is not a government activity, right? So that's going to be my first point. But that's going to segue quickly into my second point. And it's something I'd like you to carry with you throughout the rest of this symposium. And that's the question and the role of responsibility. And I hope you take that message personally. As far as government, what the heck is government doing in the world of social media? Well, I think you are aware that a lot of government figures and government organizations are becoming active, wow, not just active, but overwhelmingly active in social media. In the case of the US government, but particularly in the case of my own program, which is here in Montenegro, our goal is to try to spread some truths, some information to share with the public. Government needs you. You're the ones who echo the message. You're the ones who amplify the message. You're the ones who assess the message. So we really require, count on influencers. It's not my word, frankly, that they're listening to. It's yours. So the reason the US government is involved in this particular activity, which I think is a very exciting activity, is because we really think that this is your time to shine, and we're really proud to support this particular forum. Second, I want to talk about responsibility, because there really is a danger out there. There's misinformation. There's irresponsible opinion. There are actually bad guys in cyberspace, not just cyberbullies, but malign influencers. And you have a responsibility to be aware, and I would hope to counter the malign influences that affect society. So let me talk a little bit more about the government. What do governments really do? And this is going to be a short overview. We try to build strong, resilient, democratic societies. I say democratic because I think that's clearly where I'm coming from. I think it's the way to go. And here in Montenegro, we try to support the government of Montenegro in building strong, democratic, resilient societies. Resilient to what? Resilient to that same malign influence I just talked about. Resilient to disinformation. Resilient to forces that work counter to public good. And so that's, again, where I come to you. Because you, and you've already proven it, know how to make sense out of noise. You know how to distill hundreds of messages and come up with that crystal nugget of what it all means. And people listen to you. And people hear your views. They hear and see your values. And some people accept those values. And that's why the government, my government, frankly, any government, needs to partner with the social media influencers in this room and around the world. That's the role of government. So let me come back to that comment about responsibility. We partner with you because whoever you are, we know if you decide to reach out and amplify a message or contradict a message, people are going to listen to you. They're going to listen to you and hopefully not the malign influencers. And I'm optimistic. And why am I optimistic? It's because you're here today. Number one, because you show up, because you have this self-awareness to know that there really is something called digital influence, and you're part of that. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic because I think you know, I hope you know, it's more than a numbers game. I'm assuming that you want a lot of followers on YouTube. I'm assuming you like to get lots of likes on Facebook and retweets on Twitter. I do. But it's not a numbers game. Because 3, you know those are real people on the other side of your screen. I know they are. And I hope you never forget that. No matter what kind of thing you're into, what kind of opinions, what kind of fun and games and laughter and serious stuff, they're always people, and you're influencing them. Which takes me to 4. It's a two-way street. You may think you're influencing them, but your followers are important to you, aren't they? Because if you lose their trust, you don't have followers anymore. It's a two-way street. It's kind of like one American politician said, a leader without followers is simply a guy walking down the street, right? You don't want to lose your followers. So the name of the game, what's the name of the game, guys? The name of the game is trust. And the foundation for trust is authenticity. Your authenticity. You're not making up the news, but you have to distill it in a way that's authentic. So I do have a proposal. My proposal is gain trust through truthful stories, through authentic stories, and through democratic values. That's how I think your followers will multiply, and they'll get the real message. And I think you can do that. Let me give you my own personal sort of philosophy about what I'm doing with my official Twitter and Instagram. I'm really not that big of an influencer. I'm trying to tell some stories. My role, as you know, is the U.S. ambassador in Montenegro. You heard that. What do I want? You got to ask yourself whenever you follow somebody, what do they want? Read their little profile. What do I want? I want to share amazing stories and experiences from America and from Montenegro in order to show and demonstrate through words and through pictures that we are friends, that we're partners, and we're allies. And by the way, I believe that. And by the way, the pictures are mine. The words are mine. I may not always type them. This is Anna from my office. She often types it when I'm too busy. But it is my story, and those are my stories, and I am trying to say something that I believe in. It's my job, but it's also the only reason I decided to go personally into social media was because I thought I had a story to tell. You have stories to tell. Tell your stories with authenticity and truth, and be responsible for the messages you convey. It will make all the difference in this world. I'll say in this galaxy, because frankly, and I'll wrap up here, I look at you as the guardians of our digital galaxy. So I wish you to be well, have fun, and take your responsibility seriously, because we're counting on you. Thank you for having me here, and thank you for being here.